Hey guys, welcome to Bastion Time. I am your host Bastion. This is Nintendo news. Let's get to that news. First of all, if you don't already have a Switch for whatever reason, for instance, it's maybe too expensive for you, or you can't find one in any stores still, which is still a problem, you can win one from Frito-Lay products. They have some sort of competition. Well, it's not a competition. I hate it when people interchange the words competition and contest. But anyways, it's a thing where it's like a sweepstakes, basically. You can enter and you might win if you buy a bag of Doritos or some such. Anyways, if you want more details about that, there's a link down there for you. And speaking of the Switch, everybody seems to love the Switch, including the soccer team, or I'm sorry, football team, FC Barcelona. They decided to post some pictures of themselves with all of their Switches, and it's awesome to see that, you know, obviously when they're flying or whatever from game to game, they have something fun to do while they're flying, so that's pretty cool. If you want to read more about that whole story, there's a link down there for you. Our next story is about the fact that on Nintendo of America videos, so Nintendo of America and Nintendo of Japan have two separate YouTube channels, of course. Well, I mean, I think all of the Nintendo of Europe has their own separate YouTube channel, but in any case, Nintendo of America's YouTube channel allows comments and whatnot, which can be disastrous at times, but, you know, whatever. Nintendo of Japan does not allow comments on any of their videos, which people have finally started noticing, and it's a change. They used to, but now they no longer do. Why? Maybe some inappropriate things were said, and then they were like, well, we're not native English speakers, so we don't want to deal with this, so let's just disable all comments or something. I don't know. That's just my guess. But anyways, if you want to read more about that, there's a link down there for you. Our next story is about some Switch users claiming that the Switch has taken screenshots without their input. Basically, you know that there's a button on the Joy-Con that lets you take screenshots, and they claim they did not push this button, but somehow a screenshot was taken, and I don't know. I think probably what's happened is simple user error. I think they accidentally hit the button without knowing, and then it took the screenshot. It's specifically related to certain games, though, and I don't have either of those games that it's happening with, so what do I know? But it just doesn't seem logical to me, and it seems much more likely that it's just them accidentally hitting the screenshot button without realizing it. But what do I know? Anyways, if you want to read more about that, and also let me know if this has happened to you, if you've seen screenshots saved that you're like, well, I don't remember taking that. Let me know down in the comments. Our next story is just a rumor, but it is about forthcoming mobile titles from Nintendo. The first one supposedly is a Pokemon title, not related to Pokemon Go whatsoever. Instead, it's a card game. So probably something like the Pokemon card game with the physical actual cards, except as a mobile game, which would actually be pretty cool. I haven't played a Pokemon card game in a million years, so I don't remember how to, but it could be fun to do it as a mobile game. And then the next rumor is that there will be a mobile game related to Zelda released, and both of these supposedly are being worked on now. I wouldn't be too surprised if that was the case, because, I mean, they already have a Mario and a Pokemon game and a Fire Emblem game, which, yeah, has some fans, but I mean, where the heck is the Zelda mobile game? That will bring people in. So I just don't know what a Zelda mobile game would be like, though. Do you just maybe tap things and shoot arrows or something? I don't know. Anyways, we'll have to see about that, but again, these are just rumors. If you want to read more details about these rumors, there's a link down there for you. Our next story is about the fact that somebody has figured out that within the Divine Beasts themes, each of the 4 Divine Beasts, you can hear the S.O.S signal. which is very strange. It's not necessarily in the melody of the theme, but sometimes it's part of a harmony or something, or just a different line whatsoever. But anyways, that's pretty bizarre. I never noticed that, and I consider myself pretty in tune with music, pun intended. So, I don't know. But anyways, you can watch a video where they show you this is what the S.O.S. This is what S.O.S. sounds like, which is a specific rhythmic thing, by the way. And then here it is in each of these Divine Beast things. And it kind of makes sense because the Divine Beast is like analogous to something that in our real world would be emitting an SOS signal, like an instrument of war, a machine of war, so like a submarine or whatever. So in this instance, you know, it's the same thing. They built these things to, well, I don't want to give away story details in case you haven't played Breath of the Wild at all yet for some reason, which would be crazy because it's an amazing game. But anyways, the point is, it makes sense. It's just kind of weird, but anyways, it's a cool little bit of trivia for the future. Anyways, there's a link for that down below. BuildABear has offered all kinds of Pokemon-related bears? They're not bears. Why is it called BuildABear if the majority of the things you can build aren't bears? I don't know. I feel like that's a rant I already had at another time. Anyways, the point is now you can build Squirtle. So if you want to build a Squirtle, you can. If you want to read more about that, there's a link down there for you. Nintendo's stock has hit a 10-month high. Why just 10 months? Well, let's not be negative, but that's because, remember, analysts didn't understand what Pokemon Go was or whether Nintendo owned all of it or not. I don't think they understood the existence of Pokemon Company. So basically Nintendo's stock was higher 10 months ago, but that was because of Pokemon Go and because it was raking in the money, and analysts thought that Nintendo was receiving all of that money, not realizing it's really going to Pokemon Company. But anyways, I digress. The point is now it's at another high, so that's pretty awesome. Of course, everybody is really in love with the Switch, which is why, so that's pretty cool. There was an interesting post from the developers of Breath of the Wild talking about villagers and the houses and things, like all of the minute detail that they were concerning themselves with when creating these things, and they gave us a whole heck of a lot of details about some villagers that I certainly never noticed. I guess I'm not as eagle-eye as I might have thought. Like, there's some implied backstories between different characters that these characters don't just come right out and tell you. You kind of figure it out by looking at their house and noticing, oh, this person has this thing and this person has this thing. They must have been together at some point. And then sure enough, another villager will say, oh, I wonder if they'll ever get back together because they're so clumsy or whatever. Anyways, very interesting stuff if you're into finding out more about the various villages and the villagers within them. There's a link down there for you. And our final story for the week, yes, I guess I should be calling this Week in Nintendo News like I used to years ago, since it's only one video for the week. But anyways, the final story is about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the Switch, and about the fact that really the Mario Kart franchise is the best-selling racing franchise of all time. Yeah, but what else is there? I mean, I can't think of any. There over in Europe, there is that very, very popular racing series that eludes me, Forma something or other. But apparently Mario Kart wins more than that, so it's good to know, I guess. It's just really, what other competition is there? I can't think of too many other racing franchises, but anyways, good for Mario Kart, and that's it for this episode of Nintendo News. See you guys next week, probably a whole week from now, for more news. See you then. Bye, guys.